Liam stood near the edge of the glowing cliff, watching twin suns disappear behind the alien mountains. The sky turned orange and purple. He had been on the alien planet Xylon 9 for 6 months now. Earth had sent him as a student to learn about alien culture. Everything here was strange but exciting. He had made one true friend, Zyra, an alien girl with silver skin and glowing blue eyes. She was smart, curious, and always full of jokes. Most of the aliens didn't like humans, but Zyra was different. That evening, Zyra called him to her family's old house. It stood near a forest, far from the modern cities. The house was made of white crystal and shimmered under moonlight. "I want to show you something," Zyra said, her voice playful. "What is it?" Liam asked, a surprise. "Come on." She led him down into a deep basement. The walls were covered in strange markings and glowing symbols. At the end of the hallway, there was a large round door. Zyra placed her hand on a scanner, and the door opened with a hiss. Inside the room stood something incredibly full-body suit of alien armor. It looked ancient but powerful. Black metal with shining blue lines ran across it. It was tall and shaped like it was made for a warrior. Liam's eyes widened. "Wow, what is that?" Zyra smiled. "This was my great-grandmother's armor. She was a warrior. Long ago. Now it's just a museum piece." Liam took a step closer. "Can I touch it?" Zyra looked around, then giggled. "Better than that." "Try it on," he laughed. "Are you serious?" "Come on, it'll be funny," Zyra said. "It won't even activate. Nobody in my family can use it anymore. It's dead tech." Liam shrugged. "All right." Just for a second. He stepped into the armor. The metal shifted and clicked. Suddenly, it closed around his body on its own. Liam froze. "Hey, is it supposed to do that?" he asked. Zyra's smile disappeared. "Wait, no. It never did that before." The armor's lines lit up, bright blue energy flowed through it. The ground trembled. Liam's eyes went wide. "Zyra can feel something. It's alive." "Ah!" Room filled with a low hum, and then a deep voice echoed in the air, not from Liam. Not from Zyra, but from the armor itself. Wielder found. Activation complete. Zyra stepped back in shock. "That's impossible. Only my great-grandmother could activate it. Even my father couldn't. How did you do this?" "I don't know," Liam said. It feels like it knows. Me." The armor's chest opened slightly and revealed a glowing crystal. Images flashed in Liam's mind: war, destruction, alien armies, and a woman who looked like Zyra, fighting in the middle of it all. He gasped. "I saw her, your ancestor. She was fighting something terrible." Zyra looked scared now. "This was just a joke. I didn't mean to wake anything." Suddenly, the armor locked up. Liam couldn't move. A new voice echoed in the room, different from before. "Warning, enemy presence detected. Prepare for defense." "What enemy?" "There's nothing here," Zyra shouted. The room's walls began to shift. A hidden panel opened, showing a glowing map with red dots moving toward their location. Zyra looked at Liam. "We need to get out of here now." "But I can't move," he said. Zyra ran to the control panel and pressed buttons. "I'm trying to unlock it." "Hold on." Finally, the armor released its grip, and Liam stepped out, breathing hard. "What was that?" he asked. Zyra looked pale, I think. "The armor has been waiting for a long time. It thinks you are the one it was made for. But I'm not a warrior. I'm just a student." Liam said. Zyra stared at the armor, which had now gone quiet again. "Maybe that's why it chose you." They both stood in silence. The joke was over. Something much bigger had started. Suddenly, A red light blinked near the wall, an old alert system. A signal was being sent out from the armor. Into space, Zyra's voice was almost a whisper. "I think someone else knows the armor is awake." Liam felt a chill run down his spine. Whatever this armor was, it wasn't just a relic. It was a key to something ancient. And now it had chosen him. The night after the armor activated, Liam couldn't sleep. The room given to him by the alien council felt colder than before. Every time he closed his eyes, the same image returned: a woman in silver armor, standing in the middle of a burning battlefield. Her eyes glowed like fire, and her voice echoed in his mind. "Protect the line. Protect the balance." Liam woke up again, gasping. His body was sweating, even though the room was cool. He sat up, heart racing. It was like the armor had planted something inside his head, a memory that wasn't his. At the same time, Zyra sat with her father, General Theric, in the main control hall of the Xylan base. She told him everything that happened in the vault. "You let a human wear it," Theric said sharply. "It was just a joke," Zyra said. "I didn't think it would. You activated a war relic. That armor was sealed for a reason." Zyra looked down. "But it chose him, father. You saw the readings? It moved. It spoke." Theric's eyes narrowed. "That armor should only respond to blood of the warrior line." "Maybe it did," Zyra said quietly. Theric paused. "What do you mean?" She looked up. "Maybe the armor doesn't care about blood anymore. Maybe it cares about heart." The next morning, Liam met Zyra at the hidden training field behind the hills. She had something rolled up in a long case. "What's that?" he asked. She opened it to show a part of the armor's wrist module, the one that had shown the glowing map. "You left this behind last night," Zyra said. "I looked into it. The red dots were ships, old enemy ships." Liam frowned. "Okay, but those ships are gone, right?" "It's history," maybe Zyra said. "But the armor thinks they're still out there." Liam took the wrist module. The moment he touched it, the device lit up again. Another vision flashed in his mind: an alien planet split in half, screaming voices, and a black ship flying above it. He fell to his knees. Zyra rushed to him. "Liam, I saw something," he said, breathing hard. "A memory, but not mine. The armor, it remembers everything." Zyra looked shocked. "Then it's not just armor, it's alive." Later, they returned to the vault under Zyra's house. This time, they didn't wear the full armor. They studied it. "Look at this," Liam said, pointing to a hidden panel inside the chest plate. "These marks, they're coordinates." Zyra traced the symbols. "They lead to a dead system, a forgotten zone near the galactic edge." "Why would the armor show us that?" Liam asked. "Maybe that's where it was built," Zyra guessed. "Or maybe it's where something else is hidden." Back at the Xylan base, General Theric sent a secret message to the High Council. "The armor has awakened. The boy has seen the visions. Prepare the defense grid." But unknown to him, a figure watched from the shadows. A cloaked figure with red eyes and a long scar across its cheek. It whispered into a hidden communicator. "The weapon has chosen a new host. Begin the hunt." That night, Liam stood alone under the stars. He wore just the wrist piece. It pulsed softly, like a heartbeat. He spoke aloud, hoping the armor could hear. "I don't know why you picked me. I'm not brave. I'm not a fighter. I just wanted to learn about space." The device glowed brighter in his mind. The same voice returned. "The true warrior is not the one who fights. It is the one who stands when afraid." Liam felt something shift inside him, a memory not from the armor, but his own. He was a kid again, standing in front of a bully, shaking but not backing down. He remembered that day clearly. Zira appeared beside him, quietly. "It spoke to you again, didn't it?" she asked. He nodded. "Yeah, it's like it knows everything." "I'm feeling," she smiled softly. "Maybe it sees something you can't." As they walked back, Zira stopped suddenly. Her eyes turned wide. A small drone flew above them, black, quiet, and fast. Not from their planet, Liam raised the wrist module. It beeped loudly. Unknown signal detected. "Enemy tech." "Tracking," Zira shouted. "Run." They ran through the dark fields as more drones appeared in the sky. Zira tapped her communicator. "Base, this is Zira. We have enemy contact." "Repeat enemy contact on the outer fields." No response. "Only static. They're jamming us." Liam yelled. Suddenly, a blast hit the ground near them, throwing them to the side. Liam rolled across the grass, coughing. The armor piece on his wrist opened and shot out a small energy shield. Blocking another blast just in time, Liam looked at it, stunned. "It protected me." Zira pulled him up. "We need to reach the vault. We can't fight without the full armor." As they ran into the forest, more shadows moved in behind them. Red eyes blinked in the dark. The armor remembered the past, but now the past was coming back. The forest was dark, silent, and cold. Only the soft hum of Liam's half-activated armor filled the space between the trees. He and Zira moved quickly, hiding behind large roots and glowing alien plants. Behind them, the enemy drones searched, hovering, like metal ghosts scanning the night. "Almost there," Zira whispered. "The vault is just ahead." Liam nodded. His body ached from running. His mind was filled with too many questions. Why him? Why now? Why did the armor show him that broken planet and that ancient warrior? As they reached the vault entrance, Zira placed her palm on the crystal scanner. The hidden door opened again, sliding into the ground with a low hiss. They rushed inside. The vault lights came on, soft, blue, and dim. The armor stood in the center of the room, silent, as if waiting. Liam stared at it, even without moving. It looked alive. Zira turned to the control panel. She typed in codes she was never allowed to use. Liam looked confused. "What are you doing?" Zira replied, unlocking the family archive. "I need answers too." After a few seconds, a hidden wall slid open. Behind it was a glowing stone table. On top were old scrolls, memory crystals, and a silver box. Zira picked up one of the crystals and placed it into a reader. A hologram appeared. It showed a woman in full armor, tall, powerful, and graceful. Her face looked just like Zira, only older. "This is my great-grandmother," Zira said softly. Her name was Commander Kylara. She was a legend. But nobody speaks of her anymore. It's like my people tried to erase her. The hologram began to speak. "If you are seeing this, the armor has chosen again. That means the war is not over. We thought we ended it. We were wrong." Liam listened closely. The woman continued. "The armor was made by the first council of the 5 planets. It was designed to hold the soul of a warrior, not just power, but memory. Only a heart, untouched by greed, but willing to protect, can control it." Zira looked stunned. "The armor holds her spirit, her memories, maybe even a part of her soul." Liam's mouth went dry. "That means every time I wear it, I'm connected to her." Zira nodded. "You're not just wearing armor, you're sharing it." The hologram showed a map, more detailed than before. It zoomed in on a system at the edge of the galaxy, one covered in red warning symbols. "There is a place we could never destroy. The enemy built a vault, a prison, maybe. We locked it, sealed it, and forgot it. But if the armor awakens, it means the vault is opening too." Suddenly, the base shook. A siren echoed through the vault. Zira jumped to the panel. They found us. Liam stepped forward, placing his hand on the armor. It glowed again, faster this time. The chest opened, and without fear this time, Liam stepped in. The armor wrapped around him like it belonged. Zyra stared in disbelief. "You're not fighting alone anymore. I have to come with you. But you said you're not a warrior." Liam said, "I'm not," she replied, picking up a smaller, older armor piece from the vault. "But maybe it's in my blood." Outside, the enemy drones had formed a circle. Behind them stood a tall figure in black armor. His helmet hid his face, but his voice came through clearly. "Send the signal," he said. "I want the boy alive. The armor must not leave this planet." The vault door opened. Liam stepped out, glowing with energy. Beside him, Zero wore shoulder armor and gauntlets from her great-grandmother's old battle gear. The drones attacked. Liam raised his hand. The armor formed a shield. Blasts hit, but none passed through. Zyra threw a pulse grenade, knocking 3 drones down. Liam moved faster than he thought possible. His punches were like thunder. Every time he focused, the armor reacted faster, like it understood what he wanted before he moved. But then the black-armored figure stepped forward. He raised his hand and caught Liam's punch with ease. The figure spoke, voice deep and cold. "You wear something you don't understand, human. It does not belong to you." Liam struggled. "Then why did it choose me?" The figure struck him hard, sending Liam flying back. Ziar ran to him. "Liam." But before the enemy could follow, the armor spoke again. "System damage detected. Activating emergency route." The armor's chest glowed and released a wave of blue light. A portal opened behind them. Zyra grabbed Liam. "We have to go." Now, as they jumped into the portal, the black-armored figure shouted, "Find them," before they reached the vault of the Old Ones. In a flash of light, Liam and Zyra landed on a rocky platform orbiting a cold, silent moon. Around them were ancient towers, broken, but still humming with strange energy. Liam stood slowly. "Where are we?" Zyra looked at the horizon, where a huge structure floated in the distance. "We're in the coordinates from the armor. I think this is where it all began." A soft wind moved across the broken stones. Liam and Zyra stood at the edge of a floating platform. Behind them, the glowing portal faded, leaving only silence. In front of them, a massive structure hovered above a cracked moon, an ancient space station. Shaped like a giant ring, half covered in clouds and dust, it didn't look like anything made by humans or Zyra's people. It looked older, deeper, alive. "This is it," Liam whispered. "The place from the armor's map." Zyra stared at it, her silver eyes wide. "I thought it was a myth, a ghost station. No one has seen this for 1,000 years." As they approached, pieces of rock floated in the air, like they were trapped in slow motion. Energy shimmered across the path like blue mist. The station wasn't just metal, it was organic in parts, like it had grown over time. The armor on Liam's body began to glow brighter. "It remembers this place," he said. "It's like it's waking up again." They entered through a wide tunnel made of stone and steel. Lights flickered to life as they walked, not from wires, but from something deeper in the walls. Like the station could feel them inside. Each step echoed through the hollow halls. Inside the main chamber, they found a circular room with a giant control pillar in the center. Around the edges were old armor suits, standing upright, dusty, and silent. Each one had a symbol glowing faintly on its chest, the same symbol as Liam's armor. Zyra moved closer, wiping dust from one of the suits. "This one belonged to my ancestor's team," she said. Each suit was worn by a protector of the galaxy. Liam walked to the control pillar. As he touched it, the room shifted. Lights pulsed. Holograms lit up the air. Then a deep voice filled the room. Access granted. Ancient wielder recognized. Welcome to Nexus Station. The holograms showed galaxies, fleets, battles. And then, something strange. A massive black shape, like a ship, but alive. Its body was made of twisting metal and dark energy. Wherever it went, planets died. Liam stepped back. What is that? Zira read the name flashing beside it. Project Oblivion. The voice continued. In the final war, the Council created the armor to stop Oblivion, a living weapon. Only a soul with balance and peace could wear the armor. But the war was never truly won. Suddenly, the hologram zoomed in on a locked gate hidden deep beneath the surface of a moon. Warning signs glowed in red. Oblivion was sealed, but not destroyed. Its prison is weakening. Zira looked at Liam. That's why the armor woke up, because the seal is breaking. Liam nodded slowly. And now it's my job to stop it. But before they could ask more questions, the lights flickered. A dark mist seeped through the walls. From the shadows, shapes began to appear. Twisted drones, unlike anything they'd seen before. They didn't walk. They slithered, floated, crawled. Their metal was black like tar, and their eyes glowed red. Zira raised her gauntlets. They followed us here. Liam stepped in front. The armor locked tighter around him, responding faster than ever. Let's give them a reason to run. He said the first wave attacked. Liam moved like lightning. The armor boosted his speed and power. Every punch shattered one of the creatures. Energy shields blocked attacks from all sides. Zira used her gauntlets to send electric blasts through the air, taking down 2 drones at once. But the creatures kept coming. For every one they destroyed, 2 more appeared. We're outnumbered. Zira shouted dot suddenly. The armor's voice echoed again. Station power detected. Reactivating ancient guardians. The old armor suits standing around the room suddenly lit up. One by one, they moved slow at first, then faster. They picked up old weapons, stepped forward, and joined the fight. Zira gasped. The old protectors, Liam, smiled. We're not alone. Together with the ancient suits, they pushed the creatures back. The dark mist screamed as it was pulled away, as if afraid. Then silence. The drones were gone. The room returned to its calm glow. Zira leaned on the end. Pillar, breathing hard. That was close. Liam looked around. Why were they here? How did they follow us? Zira looked toward the darkness. Because Oblivion is waking up, and it wants the armor back. Liam clenched his fists. Then we have to stop it before it breaks free. Suddenly, a section of the station opened, revealing a long stairway leading deep below. The armor spoke again. Final memory chamber detected. To learn the truth, go below. Zira looked at Liam. What truth? Liam's eyes were steady now. The truth about why I was chosen. They walked toward the stairs together, deeper into the lost station, not knowing what waited below. But one thing was clear. The war from 1,000 years ago was no longer history. It had begun again. The stairs spiraled down into darkness. Liam and Zira walked carefully, the soft glow from his armor lighting the path. The deeper they went, the quieter everything became, like even the station was holding its breath. After minutes of silence, they entered a chamber unlike any other. It wasn't made of stone or metal. It looked like crystal, smooth, glowing with faint blue veins running through the walls. In the center floated a glowing orb, spinning slowly. The armor on Liam's chest pulsed. Memory core reached, the voice said. Accessing final truth. The orb rose higher and sent out a beam of light. The chamber filled with moving images. Not just holograms, but living memories. They saw the final war, aliens and humans fighting side by side, cities burning. A black ship shaped like a clawed beast tearing through planets. And then, the face of Commander Kylara Zyra's great-grandmother standing on a hill of ashes, wearing the same armor Liam wore now. Her voice echoed through the chamber. We couldn't destroy it, so we locked it away, deep in the forgotten system, guarded by this station. The armor of ancients holds my soul. And my warning, if it chooses again, it means oblivion stirs. The next wielder must be stronger than I was. Zyra looked at Liam. She knew this would happen. Liam clenched his fists, and she believed someone like me could stop it. Before Zyra could answer, alarms rang across the station. Breach detected. Enemy forces inbound. Liam turned toward the stairs. They're here. Above them, enemy dropships circled the station. Inside one. The black-armored commander watched the landing through his visor. He has learned too much, he said to his soldiers. Bring me the armor. Kill the girl. Dozens of dark-clad warriors dropped onto the station, breaking through its walls and platforms with shockwaves. They came fast. They came ready. But so was Liam. As Liam and Zyra reached the top of the stairs again, the ground shook. Explosions lit up the station's outer ring. Drones swarmed like black birds. Zyra raised her gauntlets. We don't run. Liam looked out at the chaos and nodded. We fight. He stepped forward. The armor responded instantly. Wings of light formed behind him, lifting him into the air. He flew straight into the battle. Zyra stayed below, covering the hallway, disabling drones with stunning blasts and throwing shock grenades. Liam crashed into the first group of enemies like a meteor. The armor enhanced his strength, turning every punch into a shockwave. But the enemy was smarter this time. They used magnetic nets and energy blades. One of them landed a strike, cutting into Liam's shoulder plate. The armor reacted. It formed a hard shell over the wound and released a pulse of energy, throwing the attacker back. Don't hold back, the armor whispered to Liam. Let me guide you. He closed his eyes for a second, and the world slowed down. Every movement of the enemy felt slower. Every motion of his own felt sharper. He moved like the wind. Kicked, dodged, blocked. The armor and Liam were one now, not just wearer and suit, but partners for the first time. He felt like a warrior. On the lower level, Zyra faced the black-armored commander. His helmet hid his face, but his voice was sharp as a blade. You carry a dead name, he said. The blood of a traitor. Zyra held her ground. She wasn't a traitor. She saved the galaxy. She delayed its end, the commander hissed. He lunged at her. Their fight was brutal, fast, close. Zyra dodged and blocked, using her smaller armor pieces for agility. But he was powerful. Every blow made her bones shake. Still, she stood. Still. She fought above. Liam reached the main tower. Dozens of drones stood between him and the station's power core. He breathed deep. Let's finish this. The armor lit up with full energy, ancient symbols glowing across his arms and chest. He slammed his fists into the ground. A wave of pure light exploded from him, blasting drones into pieces. He sprinted forward, dodging energy blasts, jumping across broken platforms. One drone tried to grab him from behind, but the armor formed spikes, pushing it away. Finally, he reached the console. He slammed his hand onto the control pad. Activate defense grid. All across the station, old cannons, turrets, and light towers came alive. Blue energy burst through the sky. Enemy ships were hit mid-air. Fire rained down as metal giants fell. Zyra looked up as the enemy commander turned in shock. What? From above, Liam flew down like lightning, striking the commander with a punch full of power, knocking him back across the floor. "Get away from her," he shouted. The commander growled and vanished into a black portal, escaping, but not without warning. "This isn't the end, boy. You're not ready for what's coming." Silence returned to the station. Zyra leaned on Liam's shoulder. Her face was bruised, but her eyes were proud. "You did it," she said. "No," Liam replied, smiling. "We did it." They looked out at the stars from the edge of the station. Below them, the system map appeared again, but now one star. Blinked red. Zyra pointed at it. "That's the vault," she said. "The prison of oblivion." Liam nodded. "That's where we go next." Stars drifted silently outside the windows of the Nexus station. Inside, Liam sat in one of the command chambers, the armor resting beside him, its glow dimmed but alive. His face showed both strength and confusion. He had fought his first battle and survived. But now something deeper stirred inside him. Zyra stood near a console, scanning the map of the galaxy. A single red star blinked in the corner. "The vault. The signal is growing stronger," she said. "The seal is breaking. If we wait too long, oblivion will escape." Liam nodded, but his mind wasn't fully there. Something bothered him. A whisper, a memory, or maybe a warning. "Zyra," he said, "what do you know about your father's past?" She turned to him, surprised. "My father? Why?" Liam looked down. "In the last battle, the black-armored enemy knew your family. He called your great-grandmother a traitor. And when he attacked you, he said something strange, like he knew who you were." Zyra was quiet. "My father never spoke much about the war, only that it ended badly." "Maybe it didn't end at all," Liam said. Later that night, while Zyra slept in the station's living quarters, Liam walked alone through a long hallway filled with broken statues. The walls had carvings of past warriors, alien, human, hybrid, all wearing some version of the same armor. He paused in front of one that looked exactly like Zyra, only this statue was old, thousands of years old. Beneath it, words were carved in ancient glyphs. The armor translated them inside Liam's mind. Blood is not always loyalty. Lineage is not always truth. Suddenly, Liam heard footsteps behind him. He turned. General Theric stood in the doorway, Zyra's father. "How did you get here?" Liam asked, alarmed. "The council sent me," Theric replied calmly. "They received the signal. The armor's awakening could be dangerous. I came to take you back." Liam narrowed his eyes. "Take me back, or stop me." Theric smiled, cold and sharp. "Both." Meanwhile, Zyra woke to the sound of metal scraping. She rushed out of her room and into the hallway. Just in time to hear shouting, "You're working with them." Liam yelled, "You helped the enemy escape." "I did what had to be done," Theric said. "The armor should have stayed buried. It brings war wherever it goes." Zyra stepped between them. "Father, what's going on?" Theric's face darkened. "You never knew the full truth. Your great-grandmother didn't seal oblivion. She made a deal with it. The seal wasn't to trap it, but to delay it. She planned to return, but she died too soon. Now, it's your turn. Or his." Zyra backed away, shaken. "You're lying." "Protecting you," Theric said, stepping forward. "This galaxy doesn't need another hero. It needs survivors." Liam raised his arm. The armor activated instantly. "No, it needs protectors. And you're helping the thing that wants to destroy everything." Theric's face twisted. "Then you're a threat. Just like she was." He pressed a device on his wrist. Instantly, black-cloaked soldiers appeared in flashes of red light, surrounding Liam and Zyra. "Take them," Theric ordered. Alive, the room exploded into chaos. Liam leaped into action. the armor glowing again, brighter than ever. Energy shields deflected stun blasts. His fists glowed with raw light. Zyra ducked under a soldier's blade, grabbing a pulse rifle from the wall and firing back. She moved quickly, fueled by fury and confusion. "You've lied to me my whole life." She screamed at her father. "I did it to protect you." Theric shouted, blocking her fire. Liam grabbed Zyra's hand. "We can't win here. We need to escape." They sprinted toward the hangar bay. Behind them, Theric's voice rang out. "You're running from the truth. The vault will consume you both." Inside the hangar, they found an old scout ship, dusty but functional. Zyra jumped into the pilot seat and began startup. Liam stood at the entrance, holding off attackers with waves of armor energy. The ship roared to life. As the doors began to close, one of the enemy soldiers fired. The blast hit Liam in the side. He groaned in pain and stumbled inside. Zyra turned the ship, dodging laser fire, and launched into the stars. Silence filled the ship as it flew through. Hyperspace. Liam sat with his back against the wall, hand pressed to the glowing wound. The armor was healing him slowly. Zyra sat across from him, shaking. "My father, he's part of it. He's been hiding the truth for years." Liam looked at her, tired but steady. "Now we know, and now we fight smarter." Zyra stood up and walked to the control panel. She pulled up the map, the red star, the vault. It's growing brighter. She stared at it for a long time. Then she said softly, "No more secrets. No more lies." Liam nodded. "Let's end this." The sky above the vault was black, not like night, but like space itself had stopped breathing. Liam and Zyra stood on a high ridge, looking down at the ancient moon where oblivion had been sealed long ago. The surface below them was cracked, and dark energy leaked through the gaps like smoke from a broken machine. They had followed the red star across the galaxy. Now they were here. "This is it," Liam said quietly. "The final place, no turning back." Zyra adjusted her gauntlets and stared into the storm. "My great-grandmother died trying to stop it. My father tried to hide it, but will end it." Liam placed a hand on the chest of his armor. It glowed softly. For a moment, he thought he felt someone else there, watching from within. "Are you ready?" A voice asked in his mind. Not his, not the armor's. "Kylara, I don't know if I'm ready," Liam whispered, "but I'm willing." The vault wasn't a building. It was a living mountain, shaped by time and fear. Doors of black stone opened as they approached, as if the place itself was expecting them. Inside, the walls pulsed with dark light. Shadows moved without sound. The air was thick, and every step felt heavier than the last. Then they saw it, a massive chamber, round and hollow. In the center floated a prison, a sphere of metal and energy. Inside it, a shape shifting like smoke wrapped in armor. A thing with no face, but many eyes. Oblivion, its voice didn't speak with words. It spoke with feelings, pain, hunger, rage. Liam felt his knees weaken, but the armor steadied him. Zyra stepped forward. "We came to end this, once and for all." A pulse of black energy exploded from the prison. "Throwing them back? You came to return what was mine." The voice echoed inside their minds. "The armor, the soul, the power that should never have left me." Liam stood again, raising his hand. The armor glowed brighter than ever. "No," he said. "You were sealed for a reason. You don't belong in this world anymore." The prison cracked. Chains of energy snapped. Oblivion was waking. The battle began instantly. Dark creatures rose from the ground, twisted beasts made of shadow and metal. Drones, soldiers, old warriors, all taken by Oblivion's mind. Liam charged forward, armor wings spreading. He flew through the air like a comet, crashing into the front line. Every hit from his fists released a wave of white light. Burning through the shadows, Zira moved fast, dodging attacks and firing bursts of energy from her gauntlets. She threw pulse grenades, cutting down the dark forces one by one, but the wave kept growing. The prison shattered completely, and Oblivion stepped out. It was massive, 10 times the size of a human. Its body was part machine, part living storm. Its face kept changing, human, alien, beast, as if it had no true form. It raised a hand. The ground cracked. Liam and Zira were thrown apart. The armor's voice screamed in his ear. Final protocol unlocked. Do you wish to activate? Liam coughed, bleeding. What happens if I do? You become the core. The power will flow through you. But the cost is everything. Zira crawled toward him. Liam, no. There has to be another way. But Liam looked at her, truly looked at her. The girl who believed in him. The friend who stood beside him when no one else did. He smiled, soft and sure. There's always a cost. I'm ready to pay it. He placed both hands on the ground. Activate. The chamber exploded with light. The armor split open, then reformed, not around Liam, but inside him. Energy wrapped around his heart, his bones, his soul. His eyes glowed white. His voice became layered, part human, part ancient. Oblivion roared and attacked, but Liam moved like lightning. He flew upward, dodging blasts of dark energy, and punched the creature with all the power of the ancients. The impact shook the vault. Zira screamed his name, not in fear, but in awe. He was no longer just Liam. He was the final wielder. The battle raged until only 2 figures remained. Liam, glowing like a star, and Oblivion, broken but not destroyed. Oblivion's voice shook the chamber. If you destroy me, you destroy yourself. Liam hovered above it. Then I guess we go together. He opened his arms. The armor became pure energy. It wrapped around Oblivion and pulled it inward. Light clashed with darkness. A final explosion shook the stars, then dashed silence. Later, Zira stood on the ridge again. Alone, the vault was gone. So was the darkness. The galaxy was safe. She carried a small crystal in her hand, the last memory left behind by the armor. Liam's voice lived inside it. I didn't choose this, but I didn't run either. If you're hearing this, then I made my stand. And you must carry the light now. She smiled, even as tears filled her eyes. I will, she whispered. I promise. Years later, on a quiet planet in a forgotten forest, a child touched a strange stone. It began to glow, far away, deep in the stars. Something ancient stirred again. Not evil, not darkness, but hope. The armor was never truly gone. Because true courage never dies.